Hey guys, welcome to Unicode. Today we'll learn about loops. There are three types of loops: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, so in this video we will learn about for loop only, and in the next two types of loops will be explained in the next video. I'll provide the link of the same in the description. So let's get started. Before learning for loop, let us understand what a loop is. Loop simply means to perform some particular set of operations repeatedly. So yeah, of course, we don't want to perform those operations an infinity number of times, but yes, some number of times. Yeah, let's say n. So I think that nobody of us would like to type the same code n number of times, and also our n can be different with different inputs. That is when we use loops. Let us try to understand for loop. It is a very basic loop. Its syntax includes everything which we want to run a loop: initializing the variable, the ending statement, the increment statement, everything. Let's take an example to print natural numbers from 1 to n. For this, we can say a particular variable will go from 1 to n, and when the value of the same variable goes beyond n, we can end the loop, or if I can say in more technical term, terminate the loop. Let's code the same. We can use two variables, int n comma I. Okay, we can just give the user uh, output that you have to enter the number, enter the number. Okay, semicolon scene n. Okay, this is the syntax of a for loop. Okay, initializing the variable with some particular value, giving it a condition till when we want to run the loop, and the increment statement. Okay, so if I just give a cout of I and some spaces, okay, so we can see the output. Enter a number like if I give a 6, we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. So yeah, this will run for any input. Okay, so if I just run it again, like give her another output, uh, another input, we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Okay, this is the reason why we use for loop. It has everything: initializing, the ending statement, the increment. We can dry run this code like first I will be 1. Like if I just like write I equal to 1, and our condition is less than equal to n. Like suppose n was 14. Okay, n was 14, I 1 is less than equal to 14, true, then this statements will be executed. Okay, then our I will be incremented, like it will go from here, then check the condition, go in the loop and increment, and then check the condition. 2 is less than equal to 14, we can see 2 was being outputted and it was in the loop. Okay, this is the use of for loop. Okay, if I just take this to 14, 14 is less than equal to 14, it is equal to 14, so the condition is true. It will give 14 as an output and then increments its value by 1, let's say 15. Now it will terminate the loop because I is now no longer less than equal to 14. Okay, therefore I equal to 15 will not be given as an output. Okay, this was a for loop. Let's now see a practical use of a for loop. For loop is not just used for printing some series, we can perform calculation in it too. Okay, now take an example like a factorial, calculating the factorial of a number. Same as printing the variable, we can use it for a calculation. Okay, let's see the code of a factorial. Like if I say like int factorial, let's give it a full name, sorry, factorial. Okay, we have to initialize this factorial by 1 because yes, it we want some particular value. Okay, if I just write here factorial equal to factorial into I, and after the full operation we give it a cout, like factorial. Factorial is factorial. Okay, you can see in this code we used the I value for multiplying it in the variable called factorial. Okay, let's run this code. 5. Okay, the output should be 120. We can clearly see here our input was 5 and a factorial was equal to 120. Okay, how the loop was executed. First, a factorial value factorial was equal to 1. Okay, I was equal to 1. Condition was true. Factorial equal to factorial into I. 1 into 1. Okay, it went 1. Okay, now value of I was incremented like 2. Condition was true. Went inside the loop. Factorial equal to factorial into I again. We can just simply write here into 2. This will go on like 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 and so on till n, and it will keep on multiplying in factorial into 3 into 4 and so on. Okay, this is the practical use of a for loop. We can also use for calculating the sum of n natural numbers and many more. Okay, here we came to an end of our loops, not loops but the for loop. Okay, I hope you guys learned from the video, and if you did, hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, happy coding.